Okay. I have I got somebody else here with me today.
Right.
So it's I think you have been used to Felicia,
Right.
but Jessica. I got Jessica here with me today. She's the clinical supervisor. So she is going to be the one that really kind of help me out with this thing, and she's going to have more hands-on with it. We kind of use Felicia with a lot of the data entry, but Jessica's gonna play more of a role with this system than Felicia did. So she's going to start from here on out. She's going to be helping me with this.
Okay. So
where do we need to start?
Well, just for introduction's sake, instead of Zach on the call this time, we've got Ben Walker on the call.
Okay.
Who I think is a little bit better with training and getting you going than Zach can go pretty fast. Zach is really good at it. He just goes too fast.
Okay.
And I'm recording the meeting again, so we can put it on YouTube, and Jessica can play it back, at her leisure to review. And Jessica, I can also send you. We recorded the other meetings. I can send you the links to the. I can send you the links to those as well.
Okay.
So, I guess the first question, Jessica, is: have you ever seen the system before at all?
No.
Okay, so we're basically starting from scratch with you. So Zalman, the basic process, as I know it, is we're going to start with, is Snellville your main facility?
It is.
Okay, so we're going to start with Snellville and get Snellville going properly, right? And then we're going to try to roll it out to the others.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And I've started with the inventory. I think last time we talked is we're going to do the mass inventory in our Snellville office, see what all we have actually in the office, and then start going from there. I think is that what you have as far as that last conversation?
Yeah, we sent you like a 4-column Excel spreadsheet where we sent you the item ID and I think basically the quantity, and we were hoping you could fill in the sheet so that we could, like you said, mass load it.
Yeah, and I've started on that. A lot of the things on the on that Excel spreadsheet that you guys sent me is a lot of duplicate information, a lot of stuff that's old that we probably haven't ordered in years. Because yeah, remember now we downloaded a lot of this information off of from the vendors, from vendor information that they would send me order history, things that I've ordered, and then some of it I gave to you guys to download, some of it we had Felicia download, and some of it I downloaded and or uploaded or whatever. And come to find out that a lot of the stuff is duplicate, some of it is old, but a lot of that will get phased out as we go as we start using your system more.
Well, what you can do is just cross those.
Just delete the lines.
Yeah, delete those lines, Alman, in the sheet. So
Okay.
this
fresh import.
What I did was I didn't have the I just printed out the sheet, and that's how I kind of did my inventory on the sheet that was printed out, kind of right, and then I went upstairs and kind of jotted down how many we had. But what I could do, I'll go back and cross through the lines of the things that I think are old or whatever, and there are a few more items I need to get in that I didn't find. But with all that being said, just kind of, if you can just kind of walk us through then what your recommendations would be on how we need to start using your system as far as in the Snellville office. Because I think we talked about, a scan system, but then I think we kind of said that we don't know if that would be the best way for us right now. So I just kind of want to let Jessica hear some of the options and from you guys, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I was just looking for in my email for that spreadsheet I sent you, but I don't see it. Maybe I sent it to Felicia. Hold on just a sec. I don't see it here either. Shit. Huh. All right. Well, whatever. All right. So I think I'm trying to think of the best. What do you think, Ben? The best way to start with Jessica is just on basic training with item IDs and then purchase orders and issuing and receiving?
I guess so. I mean,
right. Okay.
I don't know whether they want to discuss. It sounded like they wanted to discuss process more than anything else. But
yeah, the item IDs and how to enter stuff into the system. I can show her that. I think I pretty much got that down.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of want to go over, once we started ordering, once I have my, people from my team order from their office to my office, what's the best way we can go about doing that? I know Jessica and I talked last week about using our Snellville office, which is our main office, as our main warehouse. But I don't know if that's going to, right away, I don't know if that's the system that we want to use. So I think that's kind of the best way to use your scan system. But the way our inventory comes in, I would prefer to have it shipped to the office that's ordering it, because if I get it, then I still have to send it back out.
Right. Yeah, you can drop ship.
But the thing about keeping track of it that way, because we're not going to have a system where just one person is going to be in control of that inventory, because we have, any of our medical assistants can go grab whatever they need at any time, because, we can't wait for just one person to be in control of that. That person may be off that day or whatever the case may be. So the way our system is set up, we have our storage room, everything's just kind of put in our storage room, and whenever somebody needs something, they go grab it. So our challenge is, how do we keep track of that with as many hands being in and out of that as we have? How do or is that even possible in doing our inventory that way? Is it possible to or is there a way to keep, or do you have a better way to keep track of it?
Well, let me just throw an idea out there. We have a longtime customer in Texas, primarily in Texas, that does durable medical equipment for the orthotics industry. And the way he's done his inventory is, correct me if I'm wrong here, Benson, but he prints labels, barcode labels, that are applied to the products. And then when they're taken, all the user has to do is peel a label off and put it on a sheet of paper and say they took it. And then that piece of paper gets, I think, faxed back to the office, to his central office. And it depends on the volume that each of these remote medical offices is doing, but once a day or once a week. And
but in
then
the event that somebody forgets to do that, then the ball gets dropped on that.
True, but that's going to be the case no matter what we do.
Yeah.
We're going to try to come up with a process for you that is as easy as possible. Can we put it that way? As easy as possible. So what we can do is we can give them like a laptop or a tablet with a barcode scanner on it, and a really simple issue screen where they just scan the barcode and it issues it out. Now, is that simple enough, or should we give them something that doesn't involve a laptop at all? It's just peel a label off and put it on a sheet of paper.
I think peeling it off and putting it on a sheet of paper, because when you're dealing with the clinic and them just grabbing supplies, I don't think they'll have time to deal with the laptop and do all that in between clinic.
Now, it's completely up to you, so we could do it either way.
So, say for instance, it's something like, say for instance, we order something like drape sheets, okay? There may be, I think, maybe 100 drape sheets in a box, but they're not. So one box, I guess, I don't know, one box could be a case, but there are going to be 100 of those individual. So once that box is open and they take those items out, no, that's not a good example. I'm looking,
this whole case discussion is a separate discussion.
Yeah, versus each discussion is.
Yeah, I don't actually, honestly, I don't think the difference between, you know, dealing with DME and also clinical supplies, we have so many little bitty pieces, and to try to have labels for each one of those, I think that would be too much trying to deal with, period, compared to DME equipment, because you're dealing with larger equipment and bulk equipment. It's not as small and tedious as drape sheet. So I don't know if that will actually work to be able. I think, I mean, my opinion, I think we're probably going to just have to have somebody from each office do an inventory once a week just to see where we are, probably.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of, well, it doesn't completely defeat the purpose, but I mean, it's a little bit better if we can be more real time. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it works both ways. It's really nice if when somebody takes something, we can capture the fact that they took it.
That's what we would like to have.
Right, and peeling the sticker and add it on the paper, I think, will be the easiest.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Even for small stuff?
Well, what we can do, even for the small stuff, is we can count, once a box has been opened, we can say that box is gone.
Right.
So even though they may not take everything out of that box, like drape sheets, they may only take half of the box. But we should, that's the only way I can think of counting that, is once it's been busted open and they've taken stuff out of it, we could say, okay, that box is gone.
Right, because usually if they're taking a box of something, just for example, like syringes or something, they're taking the box and putting it in clinic. So that means they're taking it out of the storage and just putting it out on the floor. So that would be counted as, you know, taken from the storage, and I will order more because our storage is low.
Right.
So is it safe to say that the only inventory you guys are really interested in is the inventory in the storeroom?
Yes. Because
once it goes out on the floor, you treat it as it being gone anyways, as it being consumed. Okay.
Right. So it's like a quick issue or something, Ben.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do have quick issues to go into inventory in the issue grid. I mean, we can modify these to do whatever we need them to do, but I thought we put one in for a quick serial scan, but these won't be serialized, right? They're going to be
they won't.
Just product.
Just be like quantity one.
Yeah, issue stock. And then I think the last grid is the scan grid, which is basically a simple scanner quick issue screen, where if they had the barcodes, see, we have a serial, but we could put an item ID in a quantity field and automatically default the quantity to 1, where they just scan it in. Right now it's set up for serial numbers, but we'd have to modify that, that's all.
Serial numbers of the item?
Yeah.
Right, but we would change it to be the item ID. So they would just scan the item ID, and it would, the quantity, there would be a quantity column, but we would default it to 1. So they would just go scan, 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 scan for whatever they took.
Okay. And then, so that's not the sticker thing then. That's something different.
That's if you use barcodes, right. So if you're using the barcode.
It could work both ways, Zalman, because the sticker that we're talking about, it can be barcoded.
Okay.
So if, I don't know, say somebody who wasn't trained in the system went in there and didn't want to use the system, maybe we could set it up so they could just peel off the labels. Or if somebody was in there that knew what they were doing, they could just go scan, 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 and not bother peeling off the label. You can do it. It doesn't have to be all one way or all another way. It can be both.
Okay.
Okay. So either peel off the label, put it on a piece of paper, or scan it.
Right. Right.
And then it'll be in the system either. If peeling off the label and put it on a piece of paper, that's just another way to give, and that would come to me. Is that what you're saying?
Or it would go to Jessica. Or it would go to Jessica. You know, whoever's doing the.
Ultimately, I'm going to put in all the orders to the vendors, but my satellite offices, they're going to send their orders to me. Then
Right.
I'll put the orders in, and I'll have it shipped whatever they need. But I need a way to get.
Hopefully, I think you would have a data administrator at each site, so that as somebody peels those stickers off, they can go back to an admin person at like reception or something, and she can just scan them in and issue them out.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's starting to click. Okay.
So.
Okay, I'm good with that. So then, what do we need to do? Do you guys need to give us scanners, and then what? So then, what's the next step?
Well, here's the thing, Jessica. You have a smartphone, right?
Yes.
We have a smartphone interface, so you can run this on your smartphone. Okay.
Does it take up?
Yeah, I don't want people to use their own personal phone.
What was the question again, Jessica?
Would that be using up storage on my phone?
No, it's just a browser. It's just a browser.
Do you have to download an app?
Nope, there's no downloading any apps. You just go to this website in Chrome or Safari on your phone.
You might as well go.
If the other employees, I don't mind using my phone because I'm the supervisor here, but the other employees, I wouldn't want them to use their personal phone to scan that.
Well, that's okay. I mean, you could buy a tablet or two. Like a Samsung Galaxy Tab. You can get them for like $100. Or a laptop.
Want to ride in the stock room, yeah.
Right. Is it making sense? Are we making sense, Justin? So
now let me ask you this. All right, so let's back up a little bit. All right, because of course I know my boss is going to say, how much is this going to cost when we're talking about iPads and phones and scanners? That's an extra expense. So I'm trying to keep this because we like you said, we want to do this the easiest way possible with the least amount of expense for us. Say as long as everybody has access to your system, they can go in your system, put in an order, and then that order comes to me.
Right.
Right.
That's all. Right. Yep.
And then from there, that's basically all I want to have done. I want them to tell me, because right now, I mean, that's what we're doing, but we're trying to find a better way for each office to let me know that they are out of something or not out, actually, before they get out.
Right.
Or that they need to order something. So,
but by issuing the stuff out, Zalman, they're telling you basically what you need to reorder, because on the inventory, if you remember, each item.
Have a Scantron to tell me that.
I'm sorry?
Do they have to have a Scantron to tell me that? Can they just go in your system, click whatever orders, and then click however many things they need to order?
Yeah, they don't have to use guns. I mean, the guns just facilitate the data entry. That's all. And all the items in your system you can pick.
I'm sorry?
Anything in the system can be either scanned in or basically just done manually by picking the item out of the inventory that they want to that they need to replace.
How much are your scanners?
Well, I opened up this. You can get USB scanners like this for like $75.
Okay.
All right.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I'm using a scanner right now with one of the vendors that they came in and set up a system for me through McKesson. Actually, so I have, like you said, those labels and all of that McKesson has given me. And what I do is when I need to order from them, I will scan whatever I need to order. I'll scan what I need to order, and then I'll plug it into the system, and then this will go right directly to their website. Okay.
Right.
So now the scanner that I have now, would I be able to use that, or is that just
Can you take a picture? Can you take a picture of that scanner and email it or text it to me, Zalman, so I can see it?
Okay.
Does it look like one of these?
Similar to one of the ones. Hold on. Let me scroll down. Go back up a little bit.
Just take a picture. Take a picture with your cell phone, Zalman, and email it to me.
Socket 7CI.
Yeah, that's this right here. That's this right here.
Well, that's the closest it looks to. Yeah, I see that. But
So it's a Bluetooth scanner.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Bluetooth. It's USB.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
but it's a socket scanner. Yeah, there's a good chance we can use that.
Okay, let me take a picture and send it. Hold on.
You don't, but like Ben was saying, you don't need to scan. You can just pick from the list.
What's your phone number?
610-703-3652.
610-703-3652. Let me see.
So Jessica, I just pulled up Anzom, and I pulled up our quick order screen, which if somebody wanted to place an order from like one of the outside facilities to your storeroom, we could easily set it up so that it's like from Snellville to, why is it not letting me pick a, maybe because I don't have any customers.
No customers, yeah.
But anyways, you can say to ship it from Snellville to like Moe's 1 or one of your other warehouses. And all they got to do is come in here and say, you know, I want, what's going on here? I don't have any customers. Shoot.
I just sent you that picture, so you may be getting it.
Yeah, it sounded like it just came through. Come on. Come on. Huh. Okay. So it's a little symbol scanner, and it connects via USB back to the PC?
Yeah. To the PC, yeah.
Huh. We might have to do a little bit of work to make it work.
Okay.
But
well, what do you scan into now, Zalman? I mean, can you use that scanner and scan a barcode in a notepad?
Yeah, right now I scan. I have a whole book of barcodes,
Right.
from that McKesson has given me. The system is called Smart Scan, and I have a whole like pages and pages of like barcodes, and if it's an item that I want, I'll just scan the barcode, and then once I finish scanning, however many my quantity, then I plug this into I plug it into this little scanner, and then it goes directly to the McKesson's website and plugs in what I want, and then from there I'll go ahead and okay my order and send it off.
So I was just going to bring up, we have the same sort of catalog, I think. Does it look something like this, Solomon? I don't know. I don't think we have any pictures of your inventory, though. If I can jump over to another system that has pictures, but
okay.
This is basically, well, here, let me jump over to.
What the heck?
Okay. So if you wanted to order something, you could just scan this.
Okay.
You know, it's the exact same concept, I think, of that company that gave you the barcode scanner.
Yeah. I think this is how I want to do. Just have them scan what they need, then it'll come in to me, right? Once they scan it into the system, I can go in and see what people are ordering.
We can set it up that way, yeah. There's two ways to do this. I mean, if the more perpetual the inventory system, usually another way to do this is with reorder points, so that when something falls below a minimum level, it automatically triggers a purchase order to buy more.
Right.
Now, in order for that to work, they have to issue out as they use the stock.
Right.
Okay.
But if the way that doesn't work is if somebody forgets to issue it out.
Right. Absolutely. But that's where we were going to try to come up with either the peel and stick label, or they write it down, or they scan it out.
Okay.
So,
okay. In your experience, do any of those ways help remember better? Not to,
Well, I think if you give them all three ways, your odds have gone up. If you give them only one way and somebody doesn't like it or whatever, the odds go down a little bit that you'll get 100. You'll probably never ever get 100% compliance. Inventory is never spot on.
Okay.
But you want to get to 98, 99% accurate, so that when somebody needs something, it's there.
You're right. Yeah, I guess the main thing, because we've been messing around with this for a while, so I got a lot of pressure on me to go ahead and do something, to put something in place. So I guess the thing is, we can play with that way, and then whichever way, if it doesn't work, we can tweak it as we go along.
Well, why don't you start with one facility right out of the gate? I mean, we need to get your inventory squared away, and right now it's not. So you need to get us that list so we can refresh the database with the correct inventory. And you could always just choose one site and kind of work it through its paces, make sure everything's working the way you want it to, and then roll it out to the rest of them.
Right.
Okay.
And I would.
We started working on the Snellville site. That's the site where we're concentrating on right now. So I think that's where we're at. What you were talking about is starting there and getting the inventory just almost perfect as far as what we have right now. Just getting that count down right. And so like you guys did the list for me, the Excel spreadsheet, and the Snellville, and I printed it out. But like I said, a lot of the stuff on that spreadsheet some of the stuff is old. It's a lot of duplicate stuff. So I just need to start eliminating those things then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, don't send us anything you don't want to track, because what we'll do is when you send me that spreadsheet, we'll just refresh the database with everything on it and get rid of anything that isn't on it. So, you know, I mean, that's how I would proceed. I would just empty your inventory out and then just replace it with the inventory on the spreadsheet. That way you know you're tracking what you actually hold.
Right. So when you say empty it out, how do I get to that spreadsheet, first of all?
Here, I'm creating another one for you.
Okay. And this is going to be for the Snellville.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. So here's the sheet. Now what I did was I got rid of a whole bunch of columns here because we don't really need all the distracting columns.
Right.
Ben, something's not right here.
You didn't choose a warehouse. You just dumped the whole thing.
Why is the item ID all zeros? Something happens here, Zalman, that's not right. We'll have to clean this up, and I'll send you the list. Basically, it'll be the item ID here, which is wrong, and I'll send you the description as well.
Okay.
And then I think what we did was we basically hid every other column,
Right,
except for the in-stock column. Okay, and we don't even need this warehouse column. So it was basically just item ID, description, and count. And what I would do is when we send you the sheet, if you're not using it anymore, delete it. You know, just delete the whole row. So you only send us stuff that you want to have in your inventory.
Okay. And then if something's not on there, what do I need to do to add it?
Just insert a line. Just insert. I got to enable editing here. What is Excel doing? Ay, ay, ay. Just insert a row.
Okay.
And then, you know, put in your item ID and your description and the quantity. And then we can fill in everything else.
Okay.
Maybe we should leave the category and supplier if you're going to be adding rows.
Yeah, that the supplier is a good one because that way, yeah, good one to know.
That way you get it right when you put it in. So if you give us a couple of minutes, we'll figure out why this item ID column is wrong, and we'll send you back basically a really simple Excel spreadsheet with
just, it's got to be something changed because
5 columns. Yeah, right.
No, I just downloaded from iPoll Sales too. It did the same thing. But if you enable editing on that sheet, it comes up. That's what it is. It's something with Excel. Because it came up with zeros in the column, and then I enabled the editing on the sheet, and it popped up with the item IDs.
Yeah, but I have enabled editing here. I don't know. Whatever.
Let me try downloading his from him. It worked for me. ib.cisltd. My machine would actually respond. Wake up. Last test. Gwinnett.
See here, it says enable editing.
I can't log in. You're logged into it. Okay.
It's really kind of a moot. We'll send it to you right away.
Just wasting time.
So I think what we should do, Zalman, we'll send you the sheet.
Okay.
And then Jessica, I think, can you spend another, you know, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do it where we have reorder points on the inventory and you issue inventory out, and then you can automatically tell what needs to be reordered?
Yeah, let's try that. Let's do reorder points, and then once they, you know, I guess that will alert me then, right? Reorder points for me.
Right.
And I guess that's just in case. Well.
No, it's not just in case of anything, because they're going to count on you to place orders to replenish what they used.
Right. So.
Okay. So Jessica,
when they let me know when something's gone, that's the same thing as the reorder points, right?
Right.
I mean,
if they've right. I mean, the reorder point is going to be the same thing. You have the, you know, reorder at 5. Fill to 50, okay, and order in groups of 10. So when the inventory gets below 5,
you just came back. We were talking about whether we should have reorder points. So tell her again what you were talking about the reorder points.
So Jessica, if all the different sites are issuing their inventory out as they use it, basically, when they get below the reorder point quantity for that item, it's going to tell Zalman to reorder inventory. So, you know, if you have 10 of something and the reorder point is 5 and you used 1, so it's down to 9, Zalman's not going to do anything. And then if you use 2 more and it goes down to 7, he's still not going to do anything. And then when somebody comes in and uses 3 more and it goes down to 4, it's going to send Zalman an alert that, you know, say it was at the Mo's 1 facility. It's going to say, you know, you need to order 20 more widgets at Mo's 1 to replenish this item because it's gotten below the reorder point.
Okay.
So the users the users don't have to place any orders. They're just using the inventory. Somebody receives the inventory in when it comes in, and then they just use it. And the system automatically knows by their usage when it needs to be replenished.
Now, but they still have to either scan it or whatever system we're going to say when something's gone, they have to let the system know.
Right. When they use something, they either have to scan it out or peel the label off or write it down or do something so that somebody knows that it got used.
Someone's got to take it out of the system.
And your suggestion is let's use all of those systems, the scan and the peel off. That way we kind of cover ourselves. So if they you know, maybe somebody they forget to scan, or if that peel off's there, they can do either way. It'll let me know.
Right.
So we can have more.
Right.
Okay.
So, you know, you would have like a log sheet there if somebody wanted to write it down or peel the sticker off.
Right.
And
so let me bring her up to date on what we were just talking about when she was out and where we are right now. So what we think we're going to do is he's going to send me another one of these sheets, which I need to do an inventory on. He pulled it up there, but something's wrong with it. But he's going to send me another one. I need to go through very thoroughly Snellville office, see what we actually have here that's on here, see how much of this stuff is old, see what's not on here, and then whatever's not on here, add it on here. Get this information to him. He'll upload it, right? And then now, are you going to? What about the? what about the minimums and all of that stuff? Do I need to add that at the same time, or is that something we're going to do?
We can put those columns in the sheet. They're in this sheet. So if we got rid of these,
the only thing is this
you're going to need to put them in for 2 warehouses, though. You're going to want the Snellville warehouse, which is the central distribution point, as well as, you know,
but we could start just in Snellville.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to just start with the Snellville office, instead of making that our warehouse where everything comes out of, because I'm actually going to ship directly to the location that it needs to go to.
Now the other thing, Jessica, is do you have warehouse locations, or do you just, like, I assume your Snellville warehouse is bigger than the other ones, since it's kind of like the central, or it's going to be bigger.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is bigger.
Do you have, like, multiple locations, or is it just in that, like, we can do, like, rack and bin locations, like A1, A2, A3, so people can find?
A Loganville and a Brazelton location.
Are you asking? Yeah, we have actually 4 offices.
No. I'm saying in Snellville, where you're storing your items, we can do, like, racks and bin locations.
You mean everything? Our main storage in our Snellville office is in the attic. So
right.
When you say rack,
so do we want to just call it attic, or inside the attic do we want to say where it is in the attic?
Attic is fine. I think, yeah. What exactly are you trying to identify where we're actually storing the supplies, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you had a big enough warehouse, you know, attic might not be descriptive enough. So we give you the ability to say it's in, you know, this bookcase or this
attic is fine.
bin or whatever in the attic.
We don't necessarily have to be that specific. Particularly, I mean, in our Snellville office, when you say attic, the medical assistants know where that is. They know where our medical supplies are. So I think that description is enough.
Okay. So this is basically, these item IDs are wrong, but the sheet that I'm going to send you, okay? Mm-hmm. And basically what we're looking for is this column over here.
Right.
What you have in stock today. And if you don't want to use the item anymore, if you don't want it to be in your system, just delete the row. Just delete it.
Okay. And then add with shipment, and then we can add.
Yeah. And if something's not there that should be there, then just add it. You know, just make the sheet as accurate as you can for your current inventory.
Okay. So then once we get all of that, we send it to you. Then you're going to set us up. Then we're about ready to roll. Then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely ready to roll.
And but again, we're going to start with just us doing this with our Snellville office.
Right.
So I'm going to try to get this inventory done today, because I promised my administrator that I'm going to try to get this done, because she's been kind of putting pressure on me to get this done. I've been playing around with this thing for about 3-4 months now, so I need to.
Yeah, I know, it's been a while.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and get this behind me, get this off my plate. I'm tired of screwing with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this inventory done today, and but within the next couple of days, I'm gonna have this sent to you, and we're gonna be ready to roll this on out.
Right, because you know, when you're doing your inventory, if it takes you days to get it to us, then people are going to start issuing stuff out, and your numbers are going to be wrong. So you need to get it to us.
let me ask you, you said that we may be able to use the scan that we have. How will I know if it's going to be compatible with what you guys, with your system?
Is there a make and a model number on the bottom of it, Zalman? If you flip it over.
Yeah. Now, the writing is so small, I can't see nothing on it.
If you take a picture of it with your camera, you can probably zoom in on it.
Okay, what are you looking for?
The make and the model number. I can tell it's a symbol. It's a Motorola symbol, but that's all I can really tell.
Okay, you got to pull out the micro magnifying glass here.
To be honest, I don't think it's going to work.
Okay. So then what do we need to do to get one of your systems over here and so we can get started using that? Because I like the scan process.
Yeah.
I would probably, there's two options here. Let me get back to, there's Bluetooth ones that work with your smartphone or a tablet, or there's USB ones that would work with a cable to a tablet, but not, I don't think, I guess they might work with a smartphone. I never used one with a smartphone.
I would just get them a USB one for a computer.
Let's go the USB route, since we're familiar with that one anyway. We have something similar to that.
Yeah, they're like $100, Zalman.
Okay, so what do we need?
Do you want me to supply it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just buy one and I'll send you the scanner and an invoice. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So as soon as we get that, we're going to be, like I said, I'm going to start with the inventory today. As soon as I get that, hopefully that, maybe a couple of days before we get that scanner.
Yeah, probably a couple days.
Okay, so let's plan on.
I'll drop ship it to you, so there's only one shipping.
Do you have a label printer?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I bet most of his product already has a barcode on it, Ben.
Yeah.
So now the barcode. Okay, so I'm getting the scanner. Now this scanner that I'm going to get, will it be able to? I mean, where are the barcodes coming from?
Right. That's what the
barcode I have currently.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Yeah, and how will each of these items be set up to the barcode?
Well, Jessica, do they have barcodes on the boxes now, or on the packaging? Because we can read in those barcodes.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's because this kind of stuff from TSA things.
Yeah, they have barcodes.
Yeah, but how do I mean?
So now we need to add another row to that, or another column to that spreadsheet that makes sure that the item ID you're putting in matches the barcode, or you give us the barcode and the item ID. It's not that difficult to do. I can walk you through it. Basically, what's on the box is a UPC code.
Okay.
And your item IDs are probably not UPC codes. So we just need to associate the UPC code to the item ID.
Okay.
Just use the man model field, Benny.
Scanner.
Oh, okay. Is that the field you want? So where's the Excel spreadsheet?
Because I know each item. I ain't got time for that. I mean, I gotta go through each item and do what?
Go through each item and find that item and match it to the item number with the barcode, so they can merge and make it be one.
Right.
So we're gonna get all these item numbers. I ain't got time for that. No, we gotta find a better system. Yeah.
No, Solomon, it's not that hard. You only do this once.
That's a lot of work one time, though.
What?
I mean, I get you, you know, but we're talking about me physically going through each item,
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to do that anyways to count them. It's just when you're counting them, you scan in the barcode.
Okay. So, and that's going to be right off the box. So then, what about items that I don't have in a box?
Well, if it doesn't have a barcode label on it, then just leave the field blank, and we'll make something up. We'll use the item ID. If it doesn't have a UPC code, it's perfectly fine. We can make our own internal UPC code for it. But this is going to save you in the long run. This saves you a lot of printing, because if you don't if you can use their label, their barcode, then you don't have to print one.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Jessica, are you still with us?
I'm still here.
Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the first process will be just to combine it, and then we won't have to do it anymore. So your system will be able to communicate with all the other ordering people that we order, the vendors that we order from, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so it'll be tied into one. So all we have to do is just scan it from their barcode that they already have.
Right, right.
Communicate with what you guys made up, right?
Right. And then, you know, when you issue out enough of that item to get below the reorder point, and Zalman will have the ability to run a utility that'll say, these are the items you need to order today. And it'll order it from the right supplier.
That's is used for smartphones.
So okay. So I went to go look at some of our boxes of some of the inventory, and I do see on most of the things there's a small like barcode on most of the boxes. So that's what we would scan, I guess. Now, once I scan that, is that going to give you the information you need? I mean, it's going to automatically, the scanner that you're going to send me, it's going to pick that up.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, what about these? There are also some, on some of the boxes, another type of
It's a smartphone scanner.
Yeah, and I forget what it's called, but it looks like a big block with a bunch of.
Yeah, it's a 2D barcode, right, or a QR looking code.
Yeah, it's like it's black and white, like a checkerboard almost type of thing.
Right, right.
So does that scanner work for those as well?
I can get one that'll read 2D labels, yes.
Because I do have things that
one and 2D labels.
Okay, so I don't want that one's probably going to be more expensive.
I don't. I'll check. It won't be a lot more expensive, Zalman.
Yeah, if you got one that'll read both, that helps me out. Then I guess if it's not much more expensive.
Yep. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
All right, so we'll send you the sheet. Jessica, what's your phone number, Jessica?
404-960-6666.
And then what's your email address?
It's jwilliams@GwinnettDermatology.com.
Okay, cool. All right. And Zalman, I'll obviously copy you on anything we send to Jessica, but this way we can, you know, I assume, you know, the training in terms of receiving and issuing, you know, once we get this spreadsheet back, we'll show Jessica how to receive and issue.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
And then you'll just have to generate purchase orders to replenish the inventory. which is a utility. It's really simple to do.
Right. So that's how they would let me know, right? Generating a purchase or a purchase order. That's how they let me know that we need it.
They don't actually let you know anything. It's the system that tells you. You know,
okay.
Again, they're going to issue stuff, below the reorder point, and it's going to set off an alarm, basically, that, hey, I need to order this stuff. So the system's going to tell you. They're not going to tell you.
Okay.
I mean, they could come over and tell you, but, the first thing I would do if I was you would be to look at the system and say, yep, we set the reorder point to 5 and you only have 4. We're going to order some more of that.
Right. Okay. Then we need to, when can we meet back again? Give us a couple of days to get all this in place.
We'll try to send you the spreadsheet in the next half hour or so, I think. And then if you have any questions, just call us immediately. And, basically we'll be ready to go as soon as you can get us the sheet back. So
just to recap, what I need to be getting from you is I need to update all this inventory information with a correct count of what we have, eliminating all the stuff that's duplicates or that we don't use anymore, and adding whatever we need to add. And I'm also supposed to be getting you
the barcode.
The barcodes. So now.
Yeah, I'll try to get you the barcode scanner sent overnight so you have it tomorrow. The question is, do you have a tablet or a laptop you can use? Do you have a laptop you can use?
To do what?
The barcode scanner works. It's a USB cable. So you're going to run the system or run Excel and scan the barcode into the column. So the barcode is, the barcode scanner clips into a tablet or a laptop. You're going to open up Excel, and in that column with that item ID, you're going to scan in the barcode.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have a tablet or a laptop in order to make the scanner work.
So it has to be, the scanner has to be attached to the laptop while we're using it?
Right.
So it's not like this where it's just a freestanding, or I can just go scan whatever I want
so
and then plug it in.
Right. So you can't scan without the USB?
That's correct. You cannot. That's correct. You can't. Because keep in mind now, we're trying to associate a barcode with an item ID. When you're scanning that other thing, you're scanning their item ID. They know what you're doing. We're still trying to build that intelligence into the system. So if you gave us a list of item IDs, we wouldn't know what they were associated to. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay, so we're pretty much building from scratch. It's not something that you guys already have.
Well, we have the list of items. I mean, this list that you're looking at on my screen are your items.
Okay.
But, I don't, let me go back to the, come on. I don't know where these item IDs came from. 105.
Yeah, most of these item IDs, we did either myself or I had somebody else helping with some of the data entry. And then there's a couple that I had you guys put in, somebody put in for me that I sent you directly from the vendor, and they uploaded it for me.
But the problem is we don't know that this item ID matches the UPC code that's on the box. I can almost guarantee you that it doesn't match the UPC code that's on the box.
Right.
Okay? So what I'm trying to get is we're going to dump this table out, and when you're at this item, we need you to scan in that UPC code so we can make the association between the two.
But and I get that part. I guess the only objection is having to have a laptop, because that means I got to carry that in, you know.
Well, you're going to be in Excel anyways. I mean, you got to do this in Excel. You got to have a device.
Right, but I'm just used to the device that I use now to scan is just a small handheld. I can take this anywhere, just scan to my, you know, forever.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, there's a chance we could use that for just issuing out. You know, we could make it that work for just issuing to make it really easy for the users, but then somebody's got to bring that scanner back and load the data up via USB. So, but we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here. Right now, I just need that Excel spreadsheet with the item ID and the UPC code that's on the box.
Okay. So
that little scanner doesn't do that. It just tells you what the UPC code is on the box.
So then, if you send me the scanner, then you're saying if I go ahead and if I grab a laptop, just any laptop, right? It'll set up to what I need.
Well, any laptop that has Excel on it, yeah.
I have my own laptop that I'm going. I can use mine and get it going. Because once we do that, that's not a. Is that going to be an ongoing thing where we're going to always have?
No, it's just a one-time thing.
Okay. Okay.
But then you do need to have some device to have them issue out. You know, we have to do something, either pen and paper or labels or scanner, so that people are issuing things out.
We already have the scanner because we're purchasing that.
Right.
So.
But the scanner works with the scanner is not an independent device in this case. It works with a tablet or a desktop or a laptop.
Okay. Well, iPad would be a little bit more easy. So if we get an iPad for each office, scan, and the scan, I'm connected to the iPad. It's not
right, and it only uses the site coordinators that we do.
What I mean,
maybe just grab any iPad. Yeah.
But they are all over the place. All they need. Okay, I think we can maybe be able to work with that.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I'll order a scanner and drop ship it to you and Jessica. And
as soon as I get that scanner, then I'm not going to really do the inventory thing until I get the scanner.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
And I'll go through, do all the inventory, and then send it to you as soon as I can, because like I know that soon this has got to be a real-time thing.
Right. It'll get out of sync real quick.
Wait a day or two, then whatever I give you won't be accurate. So I know it's got to be pretty much done the same day. So I'll when I get that scanner, I'll go through and make sure and do the inventory and send it to you that same day.
Okay.
And then we'll get back with you guys after that. Should we go ahead and schedule another meeting, or just wait?
I think we can just wait. Let's. We're around. It's not that big a deal. You know, just call us. We're here.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Gus.
All right. Talk to you later. All right.
Yeah, bye.